Hi, this is Deanna Cornelius. I'm a nutritionist with the Happy Bento, and I am bringing you the top foods for health today. Thanks for joining me during this segment. We're going to talk about some of the foods that you can incorporate into your diet to make you feel better, age better, and look better, and just feel healthier. Just a little bit about me. Like I said, I'm a nutritionist. I grew up in Hawaii and went to the University of Hawaii at Manoa, studying nutrition and food science. And then I got my master's degree on the mainland and came back. I was a nutritionist at the Queen's Medical Center for a couple of years, and then I started my family. And when the kids were little, I did various things like farm to school projects. I helped train the Department of Education School Food Service branch, and I've written a number of workbooks and done some corporate wellness program training and various community talks. So I'm really happy to be here, and I love talking about nutrition. About 15 years after I got my master's degree and returned to Hawaii, I started a company called the Happy Bento. And what we do is we provide healthy food for school children and at home, anybody at home who wants meals delivered to them that are healthy, locally grown, and nutritious. So I wanted to talk today about aging. And when we age, there are things that happen physiologically, emotionally, physically, that include things like the inability to properly digest certain nutrients. So one of the things that the World Health Organization has talked about is that older adults suffer from certain diseases that the number one cause of which is a lack of proper diet. So luckily, there are some easy things that we can do. But lack of proper diet, can cause certain things like, our senses can be dampened. Our senses of smell and taste get reduced as we age. So we might not be so inclined to try different foods if we certainly can't taste them or can't smell them. Things like dental changes, if our teeth get a little rattly, or if we have pain, we try to avoid things that require lots of chewing. There might be some medication side effects that make us not really want to eat. It can dampen our appetites or make things taste different. So, and then another thing, especially recently during COVID, when we're all trying to stay home and stay safe, is that we can all get a little down and maybe even a little depressed. And depression has an effect of dampening our appetites as well. We don't feel so excited to try new things, and that can really hurt our well-being. So the good news is that there are a lot of solutions. And I have brought some various examples of these solutions. One important solution to keep in mind is that you can improve your diet just by improving the variety of things that you eat. So if you make a list of the top 10 things that you like to eat, you might want to think about adding 5 more. For example, perhaps you like strawberries, but they go out of season when the summer ends and we get into fall and winter. Instead of a strawberry, you might introduce another red, like a deep red fruit. So that's what I mean by increasing variety. We need to get a little bit adventurous and try new things. The other thing that we can do is we can eat local. There are so many fruits and vegetables that are grown locally here in Hawaii that are actually better for us than the mainland shipped in versions, because our locally grown produce is higher in macro and micronutrients. Because they're not picked while green, and they don't spend weeks on a container ship and then in a distributor and then sit on the store shelves. Rather, they're picked by a farmer, and they're, within days, they can be on your table. The other thing to think about is that we need to keep a balanced diet. And specifically for older adults, the most important things in terms of balance are rich carbohydrates. And there's a difference between simple carbohydrates like sugar and sweets, candy, cakes, donuts, muffins, things like that. And we want to eat more of the complex carbohydrates. And these are things that come from whole grains, from starchy vegetables like kabocha or Okinawan purple sweet potato. Our nice local fruits and vegetables, we've got some good starchy ones. Another common carbohydrate that we eat a lot of here in Hawaii is rice. So if you can move towards a brown rice diet and away from a white rice diet, what that will do is it'll introduce fiber into your diet, a lot more than you would have just by eating white rice. And the benefits of fiber you've probably heard about, but they're very, very important, especially as we age. Our digestive system naturally slows down as soon as we hit maybe 40 years old. And every decade thereafter, it gets slower and slower and more sluggish. So the importance of fiber and accompanying water intake gets more and more important as we age. So by switching to brown rice or at least hapa rice, you can be eating enough fiber if you're also including fruits and vegetables. And the recommended number of daily servings of fruits and vegetables is at least 5. Some nutrition bodies recommend up to 11, but anywhere between 5 and 11 servings is ideal. And a serving isn't a lot. One serving is half of this papaya. So right here, this would be 2 servings. A good rule of thumb is a serving of fruits or vegetables would be the size of your fist, like this. So eating 5 of these isn't such a big deal. Another thing we want to pay attention to in our aging bodies is our brain. Our brain, loses elasticity and alertness as we get older, and this is just a natural progression. But we can protect that by getting enough omega-3 fatty acids in our diet. And you may have heard of these. These are found in things like fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, if you like those. Plant-based foods like edamame, soybeans, tofu, and walnuts. Those are very, very good sources of omega-3 fatty acids. And what they do is they sort of lubricate our nervous system and our brain, and they keep our brain alert. They can ward off things like macular degeneration, which is when we slowly lose our eyesight, because the optic nerve needs those omega-3 fatty acids to function properly. We can also reduce inflammation by eating enough omega-3 fatty acids. And inflammation is the #1 cause of most age-related diseases, as well as just the physical effects of aging. So if we can keep inflammation down by increasing our variety of foods, #1, of locally grown produce, #2, and making sure that our diets are balanced with rich carbohydrates, like things with fiber, or healthy starches from vegetables, enough protein. That's very important as we age. We need to keep our protein stores up and our muscles functioning. And then fruits and vegetables for fiber and micronutrients. So I'm going to talk about micronutrients next. Micronutrients are very small amounts of certain nutrients, and there are many. And I'm just going to touch on a few of them because they're really easy to get, and I'm going to tell you where to get them. So the first one I'm going to talk about is vitamin B12. This is a water-soluble vitamin. This means that it's not stored by your body. You need it every day, and you need to keep putting it in every single day. And B vitamins, especially B12, is found in things like dairy products, milk, cheese, yogurt, meat like steak, lamb, any kind of meat. And then also poultry like chicken, turkey, and chicken products. What we want to do when we eat meat, though, is we want to reduce the level of sodium and fat. So we want to keep pushing those fruits and vegetables and nuts if you like them, and eat meat every day. Another place that vitamin B12 is found is in eggs. So if you like eggs, by all means, take advantage of our we have lots of chickens here in Hawaii, so we've got lots of locally laid eggs that are very accessible. Another micronutrient I'm going to talk about is calcium. Super important because as we age, we lose body mass, and we also lose calcium in our bones. And that's a problem if we fall, we trip and fall, or if we hit something too hard and our bones are brittle, they're more inclined to break. And an older adult with a broken bone is never a good idea. It takes longer to heal, and it can cause other sorts of complications. So calcium is very important, and calcium is found in dairy products, but also green leafy vegetables like the dark green ones, kale, kohlrabi, spinach, things like that. Also, magnesium is the next thing we're going to talk about, and it kind of goes with calcium because a lot of the calcium-rich foods also contain magnesium. Magnesium is important because it is involved in over 300 body processes. And so without enough magnesium, we might get things like leg cramps or restless legs at night. We might wake up more frequently at night. It helps our nervous system to calm down. It soothes us. And in addition to our nervous system, it helps our immune system stay strong. And it also helps the calcium in our bones to stay there. So calcium and magnesium kind of go together. The other thing that magnesium does for us is it keeps our heart strong. It's needed in very small amounts, so it's really easy to get. Again, it's found in many things that contain calcium, like dairy. Sardines contain calcium because the bones are so soft and we can eat those. And then those green leafy vegetables as well. So I have a couple of things. I talked about fruits and vegetables, mostly the richly colored fruits and vegetables. You want to go for deep oranges, bright yellows, purples, and then another thing I wanted to talk about would be beans. Back to vitamin B12 and other B vitamins, as well as magnesium. Beans are a great source of these. And we've got dried beans and canned beans. I like cooking with dried beans, but it is kind of a hassle if you want dinner that night and you've got 2 hours to make it and you've got to soak your beans. In that case, you might want to just grab a can off the shelf and cook them like that. So these are the top foods to keep your heart healthy, your brain healthy, your body functioning properly, your bones strong, and your mood lifted. So thank you so much for joining us during this segment. My name is Deanna Cornelius from the Happy Bento,